Hello Booktube, hello friends, welcome to LizziefayeLovesBooks. I'm Elizabeth, and it is time for me to share with you what I plan to read for the month of April, most especially the Amish in April Readathon that is hosted by myself and Sarah from the Bookish Knitter, and this is our 4th year. I cannot believe that it has been going on that long, and still by the beginning of the year, people are commenting and asking us and messaging us, are you going to do Amish in April this year? And yes, we are. In fact, our announcement videos went out a few days ago. If you missed that, I will leave a link for it in the description of this video. But it's going to go from April 9th through the 18th. It'll be 10 full days. And we have the theme that is called Triple AC, which basically means all the challenges start with C, and the A stands for Amish. So it's a triple Amish challenge, and the idea or the challenge is to cover 3 of those challenges. We have a really cute 9-prompt graphic, but we don't want you to try to do all 9 prompts. We want you just to pick 3. They can be 3 in a row or just any 3, and just work to do those and enjoy it. We hope that you will. There are so many Amish books out there. In fact, every year it seems like I learn about more and more that I had no idea about. And of course, every year more are being written. So there is just a huge number of choices that you could pick from. In fact, back in the day, there used to be mostly Amish romance, Amish Christian romance, and now there is so much more. There is still a lot of that, and I love that, but there are mysteries, there are cozy mysteries, there are grittier mysteries, there are probably some nonfiction that I don't know about, and there are even some historical. I didn't think there were, and then it hit me. When I did my announcement video, I said that I didn't think there were any Amish books that are historical, but there are. And do you want me to show you that right now? I should not. No, I'm going to keep you hanging. I want to show you my TBR, and I'll show you those in another video because I've read them. I can't believe I forgot about them. Anyway, so before I get into what I'm reading for the challenges, let me just go through my other projects because y'all know I'm a girl of projects, and I've got all these reading projects, and I have a lot of things to accomplish each month. So the first one, though, is one that I, on purpose, did not read when I was supposed to. The game said we were supposed to read this in February or March, and I made the conscious choice to postpone it till April because there were just too many other readathons and it just didn't fit with any of those. And I'm talking about the Booktube Spin pick. So my pick that was book 15 is News from Thrush Green by Miss Reed, and it didn't fit the Historathon. Well, I kind of would fit the Historathon, but I had too many other things going for that, and too many other things besides the Historathon, and it's not a mystery, so I just decided to save it for April. So that is what I'm going to do. And in fact, Katie and I are going to be taking a short trip for Easter weekend. We're going to fly to Texas, and I don't want to take a library book on the plane. Not because I'm worried about us crashing or anything. I just don't want to take someone else's property all the way across the country and back. So I'd rather take my own book, and so I will take this one. And my Kindle too, but I'll probably for sure going to take that one. So that's my Booktube Spin. Now, I'm also going to finish some books that I carried over from March Mystery Madness that I think I'm going to be able to finish everything that I've started, but I have a few that I've checked out from Hoopla that I don't think I'm going to get to. And right now, as I'm filming this, we've still got a couple of days left in the month, but, you know, I don't know. I'm still working as hard as I can to finish everything, but I know there's some that I'm not going to finish. So then I have some books that I started earlier in the month and have not finished, but plan to finish in April. And so those, I've got a couple of my books that I'm reading during my devotional time that I'll be finishing. One that is not for my devotion that I have just not even picked up since probably January is True Love and Homegrown Tomatoes by Julie L. Cannon. I started this because this is the beginning of a trilogy. I had wanted to read it during my 20 by 20 challenge, and I just couldn't get to it. And so I was determined to start it, and I got half done, and then I just had to put it aside in lieu of other things. So I do want to pick that back up this month. In fact, I might take this on the trip too, because that's my book. Maybe I'll take those two. Then the other things that I'm really excited about finishing, I've been reading the Bible in 90 days and I'm 2/3 done. I started it at the beginning of February and I have finished Jeremiah. By the end of this month, I will have finished Lamentations and already be into Ezekiel. And by the end of April, if I stay on track, I will have finished the New Testament, the whole Bible in 90 days. Wow, I praise the Lord, because I could not have done that on my own. I'm still amazed. It seems, it borders on miraculous that one person could read the Bible in 90 days. But you know, and I don't understand why we think that, because it's a little over 1,000 pages, and plenty of people read 1,000-page books in 1 month. So I don't know why. I think that it just is. There's just something about it that, you know, I just never thought I would read it in 90 days. A devotional book I've been reading since the beginning of January is Embraced by Lisa TerKeurst, and it's 100 devotions. I've been reading one a day, so I'll finish this on or around the 100th day of the year, which is sometime in early April. So I'm excited about that. This has been really good. I know early on when I first mentioned this, someone brought up Lisa TerKeurst and said that there had been some controversy about her teaching or her theology or whatever. I personally looked into that, and I did not see anything that I thought was of any concern to me. And I have read this now. I'm almost done with it, and it's been a beautiful book. I have not found anything that sent up any red flags. In fact, what I read about her that was controversial, that controversy sent up more red flags to me than anything I've read in this book. So I would just caution you that when you hear something controversial about someone, that you investigate it for yourself and discern for yourself, because, you know, you may do that and you might come out on the other side of that and think, okay, I don't want to read anything by her. Or you might feel like me and you, you know, want to pick up a book and enjoy it. So it's really between you and God, and that's all I want to say about that. But I have really, really enjoyed this book, and I recommended it to a friend. Well, in fact, I took a picture of one of the pages and texted it to a friend who I knew was going through some hard stuff, and it seemed to just really apply. And she texted back, "Oh, what is that in? Let me get that book." And she's already ordered it from Amazon, and she's reading it. So, you know, it's already blessed another one of my friends who really needed that blessing. So, you know, I think that's wonderful. And then I've got a few other books that have been hanging around on my currently reading list. In fact, for the Year in Mitford read-along that's happening all year, I said that I was going to try to read a section of 2 different companion books each month, and I have not done that for February and March. There was just too many other things going on. But I want to pick those back up in April and read. It's the Mitford cookbook I have, and the Mitford... can't even speak right. The Mitford Bedside Companion and the Mitford Cookbook and Kitchen Reader. So I will pick those back up and start, you know, get back into reading a section of those each month until I finish those. The goal is to read those and finish them by the end of the year. And then I've got an organizing book still on my currently reading list, and another Christian nonfiction book that I'm reading for Sunday school. So those will get done when they get done. And then now I have all these other projects that, you know, don't have anything to do with a readathon, but I tried to choose books each month that, as close as I can, fit the theme or the readathon that I'm going to be doing that month. So, for example, this month is Amish in April, and I have one Amish-themed series on my Get Serious About Series challenge, and that is the Home to Hickory Hollow series by Beverly Lewis. So I've already read books 1 and 2. Book 1 is The Fiddler. I listened to both of these on audio last year. I don't own book 2, and I don't own book 4, but I checked out book 4 from the library. So I'm going to be checking these out on Hoopla and listening to these during the month, probably at least a couple of them during Amish in April, so I can count them for challenges. But I should have taken that sticker off of that poor little girl's face. But anyway, this is The Guardian. This is book 3. And then The Secret Keeper is book 4. And The Last Bride is book 5. This is the Home to Hickory Hollow series by Beverly Lewis. So that is the only series I'm going to, for sure, work to finish for my Get Serious About Series challenge of the 21 series that I made it a goal to finish this year. And I really only need to pick one this month because I'm already ahead. I think I've already finished 7 series off of my list of 21. I think there's actually 22 series on that list, but you know, the goal is to finish at least 21 of them. And I've made progress on a couple of others that I haven't finished. So I'm really ahead of the game on that. So that will be good. Then I'm going to work on another series for the month, which are Amish themed books, but they're not, this particular series is not on my Get Serious About Series challenge because I don't necessarily care if I finish it or not, although it would be great if I did, but it's going to count as one of my author binges. Now, originally I said I was going to try to binge 2 authors per month. I said I was going to binge Beverly Lewis, which that would count, and then I also said Wanda Brunstetter, and I may still read some Amish books by Wanda Brunstetter. I have this Amish cooking class trilogy. Cooking is one of the prompts, and so I may do that, but I think what I'm really in the mood to do, you would think I wouldn't be because we just are finishing up March Mystery Madness, but I'm really in the mood to work on a mystery series, and the one that comes to mind is by Amanda Flower, and it's the Amish Candy Shop Mysteries. I started the first one, I read the first one 2 years ago. It's called Assaulted Caramel, and the reason I have not picked up any more since then is because at the same time, I also read the first in the Amish Quilt Shop Mysteries. And I realized when I was reading those almost simultaneously that they were very similar, and I was mixing up the characters. Well, come to find out, both of those series came from the same brain because Isabella Allen is Amanda Flower. And so it only makes sense that both of those series would have some parallels. They do follow a very similar formula. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They're both great, at least what I've read of them, because what I decided to do last year then is choose one or the other. And I chose the Quilt Shop Mysteries, and I finished that whole series. I'm completely caught up with it. I don't know if she's going to write any more, but I've read every one. I've read the novella, and they were great. I loved them. The dog, the little French bulldog, so funny. He's scared of birds. So cute. And so now this year, it's going to be time to pick up the Candy Shop Mysteries. This one I hear a lot more about, and I think maybe that's why I wanted to go ahead and read the Quilt Shop Mysteries first, and also because my sister's a quilter, and I'm always just drawn to quilting-themed books. But now I'm ready to tackle these. This is book 4. I just picked it up off the library shelf. I will get the others in the series that I'm going to be listening to. But for now, this is book 4, Toxic Toffee. I think book 2 is called Lethal Licorice. There's one called Marshmallow Malice, I think. I don't know. They're great titles. So I'm excited about that. But that's not the only book the only series by Amanda Flower that I'm going to revisit. I also want to read book 2 in her Appleseed Creek mystery series. I read the first one of these for my mystery book club last year or year before, and I loved it. I thought it was great. So book 2 is A Plain Scandal, and I'm looking forward to getting to that. I think I will have to read it in print. I don't think I can get it on audio. So I probably won't read this during Amish in April. Well, I don't know. I might. But I really promised my sister that I would read this one, and I don't think I can get this one on audio either. This is Falling to Pieces by Vanetta Chapman. My sister sent this to me specifically for Amish in April, and I want to be sure that I read this. This is the first book in the Ship Shawana Amish mystery series. It's also a cozy mystery series, but this one is published by a Christian publisher. It's published by Zondervan. So it's going to have some inspirational themes, and I'm really excited about it. I have heard nothing but good things about that book and that series, not just from my sister, but other people as well have commented and said that it was really, really good. So those are my author binges, Beverly Lewis and Amanda Flower. And maybe Wanda Brunstetter, but probably not. I might still pick up one, but probably not enough to count as a binge. Then my other big project for the year is to finish 12 different middle grade or YA trilogies that I've read the first one of and still need to read books 2 and 3. So I didn't make... Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Emily's in here with me because she had a seizure not too long before I started filming, and so I made her come in here where I could keep an eye on her, and she's wanting to get up, so let me make this quick. I lost my train of thought. So, middle grade trilogies. So, I didn't really figure all of that out until like the end of January. So I didn't really make much progress with that project in January, but it's okay because I'm going to try to knock 2 of them out in October that are by the same author. So I reread the first book in the Luck Ugly series or trilogy by Paul Durham in January, but I didn't get to book 2 or 3. So for March and middle grade March, my goal was to go ahead and read book 2 and 3. Well, I have finished, at the time of this filming, I have just about finished the second one, but I don't know if I'll get the third one done or not. If I don't, I'll carry it over to April, but my goal is still going to be to try to get this done. So it's kind of, either or. So if I get that done, then, that's great. Then for February, my goal was to finish the Alex and Eliza series by Melissa De La Cruz, and I only got book 2 done. So I have book 3 ordered on CD from my library, and so that is my other goal, to finish that. So since I'm kind of playing catch up, I wasn't sure if I wanted to try to go ahead and try to get another one done or not, but since I'm really only for sure working on one series for Get Serious About Series, I thought, why not just go ahead and try to do one more. I've got a list of 12, so I'm not just pulling them out of a hat. There is a specific list of 12 that I'm trying to finish, and one of the trilogies I did find on Hoopla on audio, and it's the Testing Trilogy. This first book was a Sunshine State book a few years back. I really enjoyed it. The series is by Joelle Charbonneau, and she also writes cozy mysteries. And so I have books 2 and 3, and they're on Hoopla on audio, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on my TBR and try to finish these, as well as get caught up with the other 2, so that by the time I get to the end of the month, I will have finished 3 trilogies for the year, and then that will catch me up, basically. So book 2 is Independent Study, book 3 is Graduation Day. There's also a companion book called The Testing Guide, and I'll probably have to get that on my Kindle, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm at least going to try to get these done. And then I have a project to read Newbery Winners. So to progress toward that goal of Newbery books, I am reading the Chronicles of Prydain, which are from the 60s. And I have started book 4 in the Chronicles of Prydain by Lord Alexander. And I will probably just finish this, and then for May, I will pick up the last one, which is The High King, and also then I've got one other Newbery winner from the 60s that I need to read, and hopefully by May, I'll be able to do that video where I can tell you all about the Newbery winners of the 60s. And that is just about it, except for book club. So I did get one of my book club books done for April in March, and that was The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And that was for my mystery club. For my regular book club, we're supposed to read The Huntress by Kate Quinn, and I'm not going to get it done in March, so this will definitely be for April. And then I'd like to go ahead then and get my May book read in April, and that's going to be Anxious People by Frederick Backman. And I'm not going to be able to keep this physical copy for that whole time. It is due back at the library like within a few days from now, but I do I see that it's available on Scribd on audio, so I can listen to that. And then hopefully by the end of this month, I'll be able to get this back so that I can have it to hold for my wrap up. But for now, that may be the last time you see it until the end of the month. And let's check my list. TBR Jar is another project. I have 2 or 3 left to read from my last draw, but I'm not going to try to start anything new from my TBR Jar because I have so many other things to finish this month. And I think that's it. I think that's it for April. Now, did I already say which prompts I'm going to do for Amish in April? I am going to do the bottom 3, and they are country, classic, and crime. So let me show them to you on my old phone here. And so for country and classic, I'm going to count 2 of these 3 Beverly Lewis books that I'm going to read from the Home to Hickory Hollow series. And then for crime, I am going to count one of the Amanda Flower books. Or this one, if I get it read. This one may not get done by Amish in April, but I'm definitely going to read it this month. And so really any of these cozy mysteries can count for crime. And if I get 2 read, then that would also count for the cozy prompt. I could probably finish all the prompts by the end of the month, but I'm not going to even make that as a goal because I don't want to encourage you to be overachievers either. I want us to just enjoy what we read and have fun and not feel pressured. So that is all I have for this video. That is what I have on my April TBR and what I'm planning to read for Amish in April. While I have all my Amish books here, I'll be doing some kind of a shelfie tour, and I will show you. In fact, did I even mention that at the beginning of this video? I don't know. I filmed this a couple of times, and I decided to put these up here because I had this shelf clear after I did my book club video. I took all my book club books back to the library, except for the ones I'm reading right now. And I thought, why not just put my Amish books up here for Amish in April? And then it turns out I have so many, I needed 2 shelves. So I had to take all my other books down. So it is what it is, but it'll be fun. And I'll be able to show you what books I own that are Amish themed. So for now, though, that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments what you are reading for Amish in April, or better yet, go to my Goodreads group, Lizzie Faye's Comfy Corner, and you can post your TBR there. And you can also go to our March Mystery Madness Discord group. There is a new thread there for Amish mysteries where people are chatting about Amish-themed mysteries. So for now, though, that is it. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.